This. Okay, so the question was, what is ego and why is it difficult to let go? Ego, as we know, is our identifications. We are attached, right, to our loved ones, our possessions, our lifestyles, our home, our car, our everything. And more than anything, we are attached to our body. And even worse is attached to the mind. Mind is collection of all our ideas, beliefs, concepts, and convictions, and all those things are built into it. And we believe in them so much. And everything has my in front of it. So this is our mind. And that's what separates us, right? So collectively, all of that is ego. Now, why can't we get rid of it? And what is the problem? My ego is what the mind is. Mind is collection of all these beliefs that this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. And worst part is the body. We say my body or my mind, but we always say this is me because that's the routine, that's how this sansar operates. We have to need identification for each other, otherwise sansar cannot function. So right from the birth we've been told that this is you, this is you, this is you, right? And that's how it goes. So the question is, why can't we come out of it? It's like a mesmerism. It's like we are like in some kind of trance. And why should we come out of it? Because that's where you can find the peace and tranquility. Everything in the sansar is mobile, and we know that, and yet we keep running after it. The thing is that whatever we run after is continuously changing. That also we know. But what about the ego itself? If you really try to pursue it and try to look into it, you will not find ego anywhere. So, where is ego? Ego is in every single second. Every single second is a collection, or is not a product of time and space. Every single experience that we're going through, whether we know it or not, we are continuously aware of our surroundings. We are surrounded by all the furniture and the things that we liked, the house that we like to build. We are living in there. So we don't even realize it becomes so routine that every single thing that is around us is feeding into our ego. When I am home, I am the homeowner. When I leave my home, get into the car, I am a driver. When I drive on the road, I have to be careful with my road, my routine, my path that I normally take to reach to my office. Again, my office, my secretary, my patients. All those things are continuously have labels on them. And this is very subconsciously, we keep on realizing that at the mind level. So mind has to keep a track of all these things. So sansar is changeable. Patients come and go, the roads change, the house changes, the environment changes, the sun changes, everything is changing, right? But we never think about it that what about the ego? Does it change? No. Or does it really? What we don't realize that we think ego is just one thing. There is nothing like that. Ego is a collection of all these misbeliefs that these are mine. So ego is also changing all the time. Even though we tend to believe that there is only one ego, okay, I am such and such, that's it. But that's not where it ends. In a different environment, different things, continuously awareness keeps on connecting with the surroundings, and our ego keeps on changing. So whatever action I am doing that. If I'm sleeping, I am a sleeper. When I watch a dream, I'm a dreamer. When I wake up, I am awake. I'm in a wakeful state. All these things are continuously changing 24/7. except one time where the mind disappears in a deep sleep state. Ego does not remain anymore, and that's why we are not aware of it. So the whole purpose of today's discussion is to realize that ego is a continuously moving thing. It's like you turn a lamp on at night and then let it burn all through the night, and you shut it off in the morning. What happened? You think it's the same lamp that you shut it off? No. It continuously sucked on the oil, and it went into the cotton thing, and then it burned. And then continuous flow of the oil kept on going. The burning is a process. It's not a steady lamp. It's not the same lamp that you're shutting it off in the morning. The lamp has changed, even though you don't notice it. So this is where the problem is. We always believe that, oh, the mountains are here, but they have a different phase, different lifespan. A mountain may live to be 2 million years, and we are going to be 70, 80, 100 or something, whatever. And then we think that, oh, we're going to go, but the mountains are always. It's not true. Everything is changing. So if you look at it qualitatively, we are all the same. We all change, and including our ego, which is also a belief, but we cannot perceive it. It's like a fan which is continuously rotating. There are individual blades there, but when it's rotating so fast, the whole thing looks like a single disc when it's very fast. We cannot see the space in between. So ego is also a thought, but one which is repetitive. But you can break it down into like a small prints each time. So if you look at a movie, the film roll, there are so many the slides that you have to go through, but each slide may be only slightly different. But that difference, we cannot perceive it. So even ego itself is a continuously changing thing. Why? Because it's part of the sansar. In sansar, we keep on moving, and sansar is moving. So we have to keep moving our concepts, our belief of the thought as our surroundings change. And this we don't realize. We always believe the the ego is real, and uh, everything else is changing. So, and that's why we suffer. We think that, oh, the thoughts are coming because of the sansar. So let me just come out of the thoughts. We never think. Who is the thinker of those thoughts? Is he real? Is he transient? Yes, he is, or she is. She was born, she was 5, 10, 15. It's continuously going on at the body level, at the mind level, we are also changing. So there is nothing steady. So ego cannot be transcended from individual. Like say, you say, okay, I'm smoking cigarette. I'm gonna give it up. I don't want to be called a smoker. So I'm gonna give it up. And you're gonna pick up some another habit. Ego never disappeared. After the smoking is gone, you will pick up coffee or whatever, or marijuana, whatever. It doesn't matter. What you do is you making decisions at each and every second. You are enforcing within yourself that you are this and you are doing it. So every time you do anything, and whenever you're doing something, where are you doing? In the sansar, which is enclosed by time and space. And time and space is not steady. It continuously changing all the time. So to do that, our ego has to keep on changing all the time also, except we don't realize it. So what is the solution? The only solution is to be a witness. By being a witness, it's a very diligent practice that is needed. And a firm conviction has to settle down within that thoughts are changing, my ego is also changing. And out of all the thoughts, the most important thought you have to keep it in the center is your belief about the ego, that I am this and I am that. So watch it from the distance, and then the consciousness does pick you up. And ultimately, with enough efforts and all that, you start realizing the reality of the consciousness, is which never changes. It's an unchanging entity. So when the steadiness starts coming in, you start realizing that whatever was changing, including your ego, is nothing but a dream. Like a dream continuously goes, you wake up and it's gone. So enlightenment lies in a state of steadiness with the full knowledge that whatever I'm seeing is only a dream. There is nothing to gain, there is nothing to lose, there is nothing like ego. Ego is also an illusion. And why do we want to live an illusory life when we can have a life to be lived in permanent truth? The truth is consciousness. So realize this, the actual nature of the ego. It's not steady. Even though we think that, oh, I went to sleep at night and I woke up in the morning. No, you changed. Millions of cells shed off from your body, and another millions of cells came in through your inhalations. Every time you eat, you taking the intake, new cells are coming, old cells are going. There is a continuous change going on. There is nothing like you. Just like the lamp, you are not the same person you went to sleep that you wake up in the morning. Everything has changed. So in this changing environment where even you are changing, where can you set your foot in? So the only way you can do is come out of this time-space complex, be an observer, and then you start having a steady foot into the consciousness, which is always the same, never changing. And when that happens, then the faith needs to start coming in, that why am I wasting my time on the sansaric things? Why am I making my ego run after the things which are, I'm doing it in a dream? Because whatever I gain is also going to disappear, including me, who is trying to get those things, is also going to disappear. Shranik is going to disappear one of these days. So why am I making efforts to run after people, to run after objects, to run after situation? Stop the running. And the root cause of that running is the belief that I am the same person, just like the same lamp. We are not. They say that you cannot put your foot in the same river twice, because you put your one foot in, take it out, and then try to put in again. Thousands of gallons of water has already passed. You think it's the same river, but it's not. And this we have to continuously keep it in mind. This leads to dispassion. Then you start realizing that there's nothing to do anything in samsara. Whatever you do it out of joy. Once you come out of it and you realize it, you have tremendous amount of peace. All your thinking processes become meaningless. All your desires become meaningless. So you enjoy your peaceful life, and in that you do whatever you enjoy doing it. And that's the way to live life. So the main realization is ego is a continuously changing thing. It's not one thing that you can just say, okay, this is ego. So ego is a continuously, is impermanent. And only thing that can observe this and digest this fact is permanent. And that's the consciousness. So much for today.